Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 62. Hello, Cam.
Hey.
You come in here, you're like sweating, you're breathing hard today.
Yeah, because I fucking walked 5 blocks, man. I have to park 5 blocks away to walk up here. Therefore, I'm breathing. You have to breathe when you walk. In fact, you have to breathe, I think, when you're just like sitting around, too. Mm-hmm. You have to breathe always.
Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah.
You drink a lot of coffee?
Yeah. I do a lot of things, Andy. Jesus Christ. You want to talk about my fucking shit? Is this where
like,
we're going?
I feel like you drink
Like you're worried about my coffee drinking of all the shit I do?
You drink a lot of energy drinks, too,
right now,
you?
because I just got done with my show I have to do every single day, unlike you.
Yeah.
I don't have one show a week. I have 5 shows a week, dick.
It's the best, by the way.
It's fucking brutal.
You should try it.
It's easy. It is. How nice is that?
Oh, my God.
Every morning. And I'm doing it from my house.
But you know how I don't stop, though.
No, you're nonstop. And you got 3 kids. I don't have shit.
But it doesn't matter. I'm working nonstop.
I don't have a boat anymore. We all know that. People are chirping me on Twitter like, what happened to your fucking boat? And I'm like, maybe I'll talk about it today. Well, I blew it up one time, and then I blew it up again, the engine. And then I remember one time I took it home, and it was leaking all over the water. And I pulled it up on my boat. I live a mile away. And I took it to my driveway. I'm such a goddamn Hoosier. I had the boat in my driveway, leaking oil from it, and I had to put it in like a bucket, and all the people driving by getting off work, this is like a Monday when I'm like, they're staring at my driveway. I have oil everywhere. I'm an environmental hazard. I should go to jail for this thing. And so my engine blew up, and then I moved to Nottingham, and then it was underwater for like 6 days, so I had to total it.
That's the worst, by the way. If you park your car in somebody else's driveway, knowing that you're leaking oil.
Oh, no, I didn't do it to somebody else. This is my driveway.
Okay.
Yeah, but people are driving by like, oh, what's this black substance on the ground?
All right.
Oh, Cam.
Making sure.
Leaking oil.
Making sure. How about Austin Matthews, by the way?
Never heard of him.
You never heard of him?
No. Who is he?
He's not a bad player. I think we've talked about him on the pod before.
He wears goofy shorts sometimes. He's
kind of into the fashion, you know. But when you're
like
making $11.5 million a year, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, you can.
Plus, you're from
Arizona.
I mean,
where no one knows you.
Nobody.
You're so popular in Toronto. You walk down in Arizona. No one has
any
Austin
idea
Matthews.
who you are.
Who? I make $12 million a year. What? Hi, I'm Austin Matthews. Who?
Okay, so we've seen NFL and NBA players, baseball players for sure. I mean, call out reporters all the time. A hockey player did it, and it was kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was kind of uncomfortable. And
he played it cool. He played it cool.
He did, but then he still answered the question.
I know. I'm surprised. I'm like, fuck your stupid ass. No, but look, the guy called him out. What's his name? Simmons?
Steve Simmons. He's been a longtime writer, columnist in Toronto. And the backstory is he wrote a story about Austin Matthews, I think, about having COVID-19.
And you're not allowed to.
Shouldn't do that.
And you're not allowed to. And if I'm Austin Matthews, I'm like, remember we talked about this earlier?
How many people have we known that have had COVID-19 over the course of this quarantine, even getting into phase 2 of the NHL? They're now in phase 4. Even a couple phases ago, we knew about guys that had it. And I never really thought twice about ever reporting a player's name who had COVID-19, man.
Andy, we talked about that. I'm like, you're like, do you, at the beginning, people were like, hey, I got COVID. Mm-hmm. And now you're like, I don't want to tell anybody unless the people I really need to know.
Yeah.
It's not like you're already in the mix. You know, I would have been pissed too. And then Austin
I think it's
cool.
for you to come out and say it yourself.
Yes.
Although in other sports, man, we've seen it throughout
that's on the
football
NHL
and basketball.
Then open it up.
Yeah.
Fuck, the NHL is so they're so.
Why are they scared?
Why are they scared about it? Just like be open about it. Like, an undetermined clause while he's not playing. What the fuck does that mean? Now I think he's got fucking
undetermined
hepatitis.
Clause, is that what you're calling it?
Yeah. He's got
unfit.
Unfit to play. Fine. Oh, you're unfit to play? I'm going to tweet out that you have hepatitis A through Z. Then tell me what the fuck you have then. Yeah. What are we doing? Unfit to play?
The NHL has been very protected for years. I mean, I know that firsthand. That's just that's just how
lower body.
That's who they are. Lower body,
no wonder
upper
they hated
body.
you.
Oh my God!
No wonder they hated you,
dude. You could report something that doesn't even matter,
they
want to know how'd you find out? Who told you that?
You found out.
Who told you that?
You find out about shit that I didn't even tell anybody about.
Really? You really care about that? You don't care about that. Come on now. I know you don't deep down.
Why does the NHL
care.
Why are they so secretive about talking about this? If you're not going to tell anybody, and I don't want anybody to know then, except for the people that need to know.
There's no reporters inside the bubble.
None.
Except NHL.com reporters.
I mean, so anyway, he called him out. He still answered the question. Pretty classy move.
He said what you did was unethical. He
Kinda
goes,
was.
I don't even think it's kind of interesting. You're the one asking me a question right now, but this is how classy NHL players are. He still answered the question.
He could have said, "Who is it? Oh, Simmons?
Yeah,
Go
I'm
fuck
not-
yourself,
yeah.
motherfucker.
On Zoom.
Go fuck yourself." I don't even know where I'm looking right now because I can't even see the goddamn guy. But he brings his name up. You can tell he's just like, "What? This motherfucker asked me a question? Fuck you." But it was still classy.
That's what I mean. He was a little polite.
He was, yeah.
Very polite.
You know why?
You said he played it cool, but he was really polite.
He had a good game.
And he didn't have to be.
Look, the biggest story is not even that. Like, they lost to Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto. All y'all. We love you. We love you, Canadians. We feel for you. We honestly feel for you. We want Toronto, if the Blues don't win, to win. Or a Canadian team. Fuck. We want Montreal. I don't give a shit who it is. I'd like to see a Canadian team win. See you later, social distancing, if you guys win a fucking Stanley Cup. Your COVID tests are going to be through the goddamn roof if you win, which will be bad, but you deserve it, which actually doesn't make sense anyway. But the point is, you can't beat fucking Columbus? Who the fuck can you beat?
Columbus
Who
is
can you
so
beat then?
well coached.
Who can you beat then?
No, they can. Listen,
I'm just letting you
it
know.
was a low-scoring game. It was a close game.
But you can't beat
So
Columbus.
things could change. Not every team who wins the first game of a 5-game series
80%.
is I know it is. It's high.
When we thought that again,
That's good.
80%.
That's a good stat there,
There
Cam.
you go, buddy.
You're right. It is 80%, and so it really puts you behind the 8 ball if you lose. But
There's no emotion in
it's
that.
not like,
Time out.
I mean, are you going to say Pittsburgh
Wait.
is automatically going to
No,
lose?
No. But they got
Montreal?
Sidney. No. But they know how to win, and they've won before, and they've proven to people and to the hockey base that they've won.
Mm-hmm.
And what the hell has Toronto done? They haven't done shit. You got 4 players tied up with a ton of fucking money, and they're all the same. There's no passion in that game. There's nobody pissed off. There's no hits. There's nothing. And Columbus is like, this is exactly what we want. We don't want you to hit us. We want you to be silent, and we're just going to fucking be boring and clog you down, and we're going to listen to our coach, and we don't have any superstars.
Right.
That's what the fuck we're going to do.
And look at how tight they're playing defensively, Cam. They're
Exactly.
out to like, hey, they're in playoff mode.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to win a playoff series. They're trying to keep it as low scoring as they possibly can.
And fine, Matthews, you're going to score a goal. We'll give you that goal. That's fine. We'll give you that goal. But Seth Jones and Werenski are going to shut the fucking everybody else down. You might get one, but we're going to shut you the rest of the game.
So you say they had no stars? Dude, Toronto doesn't have anything close to Seth Jones.
or Werenski.
Or Werenski, man.
No.
I mean, they got Morgan Riley, but you
I
know
like
what?
Morgan. I like Morgan.
He's a good player.
I like a couple of their D-men. We like a couple of guys that hit on that on their D squad. But other than that, they're top loaded, dude. They're loaded up top. And I didn't notice fucking Mitch Marner. Where the fuck are you? Where are you at, kid?
They basically lost to 1-0.
I don't give a shit. So what? Where the fuck are you, Mitch Marner? No, timeout.
You sound
Where are
like
you at?
sound like
Carlo?
you should be
Carlo?
in Toronto right now. This is what they do because you're not yelling at any other team but Toronto.
No, because man, damn it, screw that. They're in the spotlight. You haven't done shit. These fucking fans up there deserve it.
Leaky goal
Where are
given
you
up
at?
by Anderson.
Well,
though,
Anderson
man.
was okay.
Leaky, but the first goal that Cam Atkinson scored,
Yeah,
leaky.
Yeah, but then he was okay.
After Corpus Salo
I know,
was
but
just really
you're big. Where
locking
John
it down at the
Tavares?
other
Where
end.
the fuck are you? Where were you last night? I didn't even notice you. Although I didn't notice
I
Vladimir
hear what you're saying.
Tarasenko.
I hear what
either.
you're saying. No.
All right, that's what I'm saying. I don't mean to bash
Tarasenko
Marner.
hasn't played since October.
But our Canadian fans, though, they're going to hear me out on this, and they're going to be like, goddamn right, Cam.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck, I didn't notice Mitch Marner either. All I do is see commercials of him every fucking second, and I didn't notice him on the ice.
I'm with you.
Get out of here.
But they didn't lose the series yet. So that's why, you know
I
what?
still got to call him out.
That's why it drives me crazy. They get so hard on attacking Toronto when they lose. Then they could turn around and win the next game 4-1.
Then do it then.
And then, they're planning the
Then do
parade
it.
already.
So
know?
what? And then, you know what? I'll fucking eat my words then.
Yeah.
But as what I saw...
I just got to see the second game.
Then let's go then.
Got to see the second
Let's
game.
go then.
Who catches your attention right now? Who's the best team you've seen play? Might be Colorado, man.
It might be Colorado. It might be... Hold on. Actually, Arizona looked pretty good, too.
Oh, they're not the best.
They're not the best team, but I like Clayton Keller. I got to throw him a little shout out. Minnesota looked fucking cool.
There's Cam's analysis.
No,
I just said who. He just.
No, I'm going to
who's
say
the best team you've seen? He said Arizona.
Okay, I'm going to St. Louis boys a little shout out. Clayton Keller, goddamn right, baby. Step up to the plate. Let's go. Fuck Nashville. They're soft anyway. Get on them. Way to go. I like Arizona, man. They got some firepower up. Grabner and fucking Kessel and the boys are flying around. Good for you. You're boring as shit. I don't like your organization. You don't bring fans in.
You called him a joke.
Did I call him a joke?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I take that back. I like you, Clayton Keller. You guys looked great the other night. Minnesota looked okay, too.
They did.
Lukey Cunnin, baby. You going to grab that stick of Furland? Lukey Cunnin, St. Louis boy, tough fucking kid, handsome little bugger, knock you on your ass and center ice too. The fucker could hit. He grabs Furland's stick.
Yeah, he did.
When you're skating by a bench,
you know what's funny?
And somebody grabs your stick, you're like, "Fuck you!"
But you know what's funny though, because
he speared the other guy.
But
he's gonna get
Luke Cunnin, no, he won't. He got fined.
That's it.
$1,000.
Spear to the nuts.
Yeah. Oh. He got fined $5,000. I thought you said Cunnin's gonna get fined. No, he got fined. He got fined $1,000.
So what about fines?
Furland got $5,000. I think that's the maximum he can get. Yeah,
I don't even care about the spear.
Yeah,
I don't even care. People are like, "That's a spear." Fine. Don't grab my fucking stick. But I like Lukey Cunnin. I like the St. Louis boys. I like Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk is going to own this fucking league
for 20
years.
The way Cunnin, like just grabbing the stick.
I love it.
And the way Tkachuk runs around the ice a little bit.
And it squares off.
No, but that's just how all the St. Louis teams play.
Boys, baby.
I'm just saying, that's how all the teams play. You could be at a tournament in Chicago, Detroit, whatever, and you watch a St. Louis team. That's the shit they're going to do.
Crazy.
They're going to grab your stick when you come by the bench during the scrum. They're going to chirp you.
Why? It's crazy. And these kids aren't like they came from fucking poor family. Like they're all kind of like fancy. They went to all preppy schools, but they don't give a shit. They're not the preppy. Even old boy, the Frederick boys with Trent. I hope I see him. Goddamn! Oh, he'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
These kids are tougher than shit. Their mommy and daddy might have money, or their mommy and daddy might have played in the league, or Walt, whatever the case is. But these guys come to play. There's something in the water down here, man. They'll fucking whack you from behind. They'll chirp you. They'll score a goal. And they don't give a shit.
Just look over the years, though. The St. Louis
it's a blue collar shit, man.
From you to Patty Maroon to Brandon Bollig, man. I mean, there's this guys. That's just kind of how everybody plays. But even from those kids that were drafted recently, I mean, everybody plays with a little bit of an attitude, a little bit of swagger.
Yeah, a little swag. I'll go you. Like they'll all fight.
And you got to have a little bit of swag.
Yeah,
got to have a little bit of swag.
It's good for the game.
The Tkachuk hit on Mark Scheifele. Everyone has an opinion on this. You know why? Everyone has an opinion.
What do you got?
It's because
he's a fucking
Matthew.
Psycho.
No, but Matthew went to go finish a hit. Scheifele spun off of him, and he caught his leg. Like, I don't think you, and I've heard other people say this, that you're not, when you're playing a game, you're not mentally able to process trying to go purposely cut a player with your...
It doesn't work that way.
Okay, it doesn't work that way.
Now, here's what you do, though.
Yeah.
Let me explain. So, Matthew, sometimes... When a guy's going to spin off you with a hit,
you still just try to catch him by sticking your leg out.
You put your knee between their legs and you catch them. Not that you put knee to knee, but you put your knee between their legs and
almost
you pin them.
Trap them.
You pin them so they can't move, and you pin them, and then you get your body and you pin them on the ice. So that was a natural reaction for him. He got his leg up because of his balance. You probably cut him, but fine. You cut the guy, you hurt the guy. What are you spinning off him for, Scheifele? Why are you spinning off him? You're spinning off. You're not getting back into play. You dump the puck in, or whatever case, bury your fucking shoulder.
Well, he was coming from distance, too. He had plenty of time to brace himself, you know?
Put your fucking shoulder... You know what the hardest thing to deal with? You spin off a guy, and a guy hits the boards. You don't scare him. You're not changing his mindset. He's going to hit you again. But you know what you do? You dump that puck in, you know Matthew Tkachuk's going to hit you. You act like he's not coming, and you put that shoulder down, or the elbow, or you fucking catch him right in the sternum, and you put him on his ass like, I see you fucking, you step over him, call him a plug.
All right.
That's what you do.
The whole fight with Blake Wheeler. I mean, you saw Blake Wheeler and Tkachuk talking before. Tkachuk now has swagger when he fights. Have you noticed that? The way he drops his gloves?
I love it so goddamn much. He took his gloves and he fucking threw them like, fuck everything.
He knows.
Let's go.
He knows.
He knows, baby. He's getting that swag. Dude,
right.
You're 6'3".
Hey,
no one could beat you up.
I had a little bit of a back and forth.
Give a
he
shit.
And I,
do your thing.
A couple days, he knows this is his time. Listen, he's one of those guys that when, they just know when all eyes are on you.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying? And he's out there to make a name for himself. He's out there to win.
Yep.
And you know what? That's his attitude. It is his time. So, you know what? He's not going to apologize. I love the way that he handled it at the press conference.
Yes, sir.
Paul Maurice, I hate when people use the word disgusting.
Settle down, Paul. Jesus Christ. Disgusting. There's a fucking freak incident. Matthew's a fucking dickbag. I'm sorry, Walt, but he is on the ice, okay? He's a sweetheart off the ice. Brady's a sweetheart. Taryn's the coolest. Taryn's tougher than both of them, by the way. She's a better athlete than both of them. They're great guys off the ice, but they're assholes on the ice, and they're always going to be. And they're going to torture this fucking league for another 15 years, and you're all going to watch it, and you're all going to like it or hate it.
Well, now the fact that he's willing to answer the bell,
and now he's
going
to go he'll go buckets off at center ice. Let's go.
He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit.
No.
I'm glad he's got that confidence. I had to fucking bash him. About, oh boy, and the Zach Cassian taking it. Don't ever take an ass whooping like that ever again by anybody. And just fucking turtle. Don't ever do that again. Don't eat one off the temple 5 in a row because you're trying to make a point that you don't need to fight. No. Grab him and throw him down if you can do anything. So we bashed him. Now he's coming back. He's like, yo, I'm the new Matthew. I'll go you now. I'm 6'3".
Couple good scraps though.
Damn right.
Foligno and
chucking hard.
And Michael Furlan. I mean,
Foligno's a tough dude.
He is.
He
So is Furlan, man.
They're both tough.
You talk about like coming from nothing.
That cat? Where'd he come from?
Yeah, like Joel Edmondson.
Not Foligno.
Joel Edmondson's dad used to they used to buy him equipment and stuff like that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Real poor? Aww.
Yeah. And he's overcoming off a lot, man.
All right.
So,
I like that,
so
man. I like to hear that.
He's our guy. We're going to get him on one of these days. Tough kid.
Everybody, hockey's got this reputation of everybody's mommy and daddy wealthy. That's not the case.
No.
It's getting a little bit more of that case, don't get me wrong. But can I introduce you to my parents real quick? Can I introduce you to a couple other guys?
I'll tell you this, though. Just the fact that I'm talking about Michael Furlan, it gets your attention.
Yeah.
Those guys are few and far between.
I like that. I like the guys that just had nothing. You found
There's
a way.
not as many of those guys.
Your mommy and daddy didn't know.
Which is why hockey needs to be more affordable.
It's
a joke how expensive it is to play hockey nowadays.
Exactly, man.
It needs to be more affordable.
Yeah, I agree.
And so you say, well, it seems like a lot of
there are a lot of fancy
lads
no,
that
there
are. Well, yeah, because it's
expensive.
Who can afford to play?
I hear you.
Let alone get to the NHL. You know how much money you have to be able to commit to spend to get to the NHL, dude? You know?
Yeah, I do, Andy.
Yeah.
Actually, I kind of do. You know what? Let me think about it. Yeah, I do.
You can't shortcut your way through it.
You cannot. And again, my parents had to deal with it, and my mom yelled at my dad because the credit card debts were piling up. So then my dad would have to.
It's even changed since when you came in, though.
So listen to this.
It has.
People are asking. My dad, we had a room with another dad and another. So I had to sleep in the same fucking bed as my father at the age 14, 15. I wanted to kill myself. He wanted to kill me. It was the most awkward, and we were so broke. And my mom's like, we have to do that because we can't afford it. My dad goes, it will never happen again. And we just got more and more into debt because we didn't want to stay with another fucking family. It's almost god awful for 3 days. In Michigan, I'm like, Dad, I can't do this anymore. He's like, all right, we're going to fuck it.
Well, he couldn't do it either.
Are you kidding? Sleeping next to me where I'm like, fucking, who knows?
Well, you're sharing it with another family?
But like Gary Leindecker, Joe Leindecker, and he's snoring. I'm like, Dad, shut his fucking ass up or I'm going to go smack him in his face, you know? Oh, but that's just what you had to do. And my mom shook her head and she sucked it up too. She's a badass bitch and she did her thing. And now I have a podcast. That's all I got. It's a podcast now.
Gino Odjick, dude.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, man.
We really didn't know what to expect.
I know.
You know, a little bit. Because he was such a wild man off the ice. Like, I was kind of wondering, like, is he going to be crazy when he comes on here?
Cat, dude.
Very chill.
I like him, man. He went through a lot. God, that poor guy. Like, people are tweeting at me now. Like, man, when I heard about him and what happened, people are like calling the hospital. Remember, he said all these people.
Yes.
He's a sweetheart.
That's
he's
when you
crazy.
know you impacted a lot of people.
Man, when you got hardcore guys that you play with, like Pavel Bure, and they adore you.
But
there's reasons
but it's
for
not
that.
just that, man. Where he came from.
Hardcore, dude.
I mean, you talk about some guys who make it out of the worst situations ever in any sport, okay? I mean, how can you come out of that situation
Those natives.
and be successful? People don't even look at the natives who live on the reserve in Canada. And the obstacles they have to overcome for this guy and some of these other guys.
Andy.
To make it to the National Hockey League is it's incredible, dude.
Hey, look, U.S. is racist in ways, man. They got some racist cats here, okay? Not everybody, not all the police. I get it. But there's still racism going on. Like, we all see. That's fine.
Yes, of course.
And the Canadians are the best of the best. And they're the nicest people. But there's still racism up there, too.
Yes.
And I remember seeing that in juniors, too. Not necessarily black guys, because there's not many cruising around. But the natives. You notice that right away. I've never met a native in my life from fucking Eureka, Missouri. You go up there and you're like, okay, friends with all, but you see how they're treated. And they're not, it's just not the same. It's just not. And it's obvious. And so getting Gino on, what he had to go through, had to change his name because there's already a guy named Wayne. His name was Wayne. There's a guy in the reservation named Wayne, so he had to change it. Like just little shit like that you don't even think about. Like, God almighty. And he figured it out. People are drug problems, alcohol problems everywhere. Everywhere you look, you see that. And he figured it out. And he's a fucking great guy, man. I love the guy.
Yeah.
I hated him when he played against the Blues back in the day.
Well, Pavel Bure loved his ass.
Fucking loved him. Loved him. And he's like...
People are going to... Wait till you hear this story, how he went to Russia looking for
find
Pavel Bure. Well, he was going there. Pavel didn't know he was coming, though.
That's crazy,
No
dude.
cell phones.
He's talked about Anna Kournikova. We got into it, man.
We got into it.
You'll see.
Man. All right, so Gino Odjick coming up here on episode number 62 on the Cam and Strick Podcast. As always, brought to you by CarShield and CarShield.com. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM, and you'll save 20%.
It's easy. It's fucking easy.
What's the phone number?
Man, why do you have to put me on the spot like that? I know the promo code.
857-2481. Promo code CAM.
CAM.
Save yourself 10%. You get yourself in some issues. Got to be protected. It's just the bottom line.
I think you said 20%. I think it's 10%.
And 10%.
Yeah.
I just raised it.
You raised it and you lowered it.
We're bringing it back down to
10
10%.
seconds.
Bring it back down to 10%.
Yeah.
Okay, so mention the promo code CAM. It's 10%. 800-857-2481. Your engine goes out. Computer goes out. Make sure you're protected. Pick your rental car. Take it to wherever you want to get it fixed. Honestly, it's a no-brainer for CarShield and CarShield.com. How about Gadget Lab?
Man, I dropped my goddamn phone, dude. Now I'm a fucking Hoosier.
Yeah.
Dude, it's cracked, man.
People may not know what Hoosier means, by the way.
I'm a hillbilly. Look, if you have a cracked phone and, you're trying to do business with people or trying to pick up a girl and you have a cracked phone, no one's going to take you serious. You're a Hoosier.
877-772-8880. GadgetBuyback.com, GadgetLabMobile.com. That's the local store here in St. Louis. If you're in the area, stop on by. They'll fix it.
Oakville.
While you wait in Oakville, GadgetLabMobile.com. If you're a business owner, trade in the old phone, the old tablets. Did you break your phone over the weekend?
Fuck.
These are your people to call. GadgetBuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Of course, Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com. They got the pre-owned inventory, Cam.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and the new inventory.
They got all kinds of shit. And they got Buick. And Buick's not nerdy anymore, okay? It's not nerdy anymore. It used to be kind of nerdy, though. But now it's not. They got good shit.
It used to be a little bit.
Because Matthew
But it changed.
McConaughey, Tiger Woods, the big dogs came in.
Matthew McConaughey?
I think
he does Lincoln, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did Lincoln.
You don't
Never
even
mind.
know. You don't even know.
Lincolns are cool, too.
Yeah, those
Do they have Lincoln there? No,
they don't have
fuck
Lincoln.
them.
No, but they've got Cadillacs.
They got see there.
What
you
would
go.
you rather have, honestly, a Cadillac or a
Let's be
Lincoln?
Fucking Cadillac. Fuck Lincolns.
I mean, everybody would rather have a Cadillac. Get that new Escalade.
Yeah, dude.
And the Buick is cool because of Tiger Woods.
True that.
True
that. I'll drive a Buick. Buick. Is that what you call it? Buick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool now. They got Buick. They got it all. They got Jeep. I want that SRT.
Yeah.
Badass. You can put your hockey bag in that bad boy. It's
Chrysler,
loud,
Dodge,
shit
Jeep,
kicking.
Ram on the other side of the street. All in Troy, Missouri. Check out their website.
Yeah.
Bellman.com. All right, I got to tell you about Bud Light Seltzer. This is a huge announcement that we're making.
Give me one of them bad boys, by the way.
I got one right over here for you.
Give me one of them bad boys.
Dude, they have like all these different flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and your favorite mango.
Mango.
You love mango.
Love mango.
This is perfect for you. Only 100 calories, Cam. 5% alcohol.
100 calories.
Less than a gram of sugar.
Crush
You
that.
might as well have a few tonight or over the weekend.
You think?
Did you have any over the weekend?
Fuck. It didn't even give me a headache.
This
the
is
next
like
day.
is this not the perfect boat beer? By
Oh
the
my
way?
God! They're like, oh God.
You should have this on the boat.
Oh, this is the best during the summer.
Yes.
On the boat, I don't have.
Yes.
On the boat, I used to have that's got totaled, and it makes me depressed watching everybody else on beautiful boats drinking lovely Bud Light Seltzer, the mango kind, which pisses me off even more when you have a badass boat. It's the perfect time to drink this when you're on the water. You're jamming out the fucking
It's
Pearl
not
Jam.
a chick drink either.
No.
Can we
it's
say that?
both.
Can we say that?
I think so.
Okay.
Chicks drink it. Badass dudes drink it.
Yes.
Gino Odjick probably drinks it.
Probably.
Badass chicks drink it. Everybody drinks it. But on the water, oh my God, it's the best. Right out of that cooler. A little bit of ice on it still. You crack that bad boy open. Sun shining on you. You see the glare off the water from the waves. Am I setting that up for you, baby?
Yeah, that's good. Bud
No,
Light Seltzer.
you noticed that, but
I know.
you hired somebody to drive your goddamn
My boat.
So you couldn't even see it because
We had
that
a
fucking
driver.
creep was creeping you and your kids out the whole goddamn time.
He's at the front of the boat. We don't even notice him.
Oh yeah, you do.
All right, Bud Light Seltzer. Great having these guys on board. They're going to bring us all the videos and stuff that we put together, by the way, throughout the course of the week. And you can follow us along, Cam and Strick Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Again, 4 delicious flavors: black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango. 100 calories, 5% alcohol, less than a gram of sugar. And go to budlight.com. Cam.
Easy.
Bud Light Seltzer online. You can buy it online. Did you know you could do that?
Yes, I did.
Or find out where the nearest retailer may be. Must be 21 years of age or older, as you know.
Didn't know that.
Bud
I didn't
Light
know that.
Seltzer, unquestionably good. Of course, hockeytraining.com.
Dude, I see their training on Instagram.
Me too.
Badass stuff. No, it's the right shit,
Have you
man.
tried any of it?
Yes.
Be
dude,
honest.
I swear
So
to God.
have I.
You jump over, you do the leapfrog and you sprint.
Yes.
Or you do the lunges in the air. The lunges in the air where you jump up, lunge. And all of a
Switching
sudden,
legs each time.
Switch
yes.
legs each time, and all of a sudden you go 3 hard strides and you walk, you burn it out.
Yeah.
And you sprint and you kind of walk it out, you burn it out at the end of it. Great stuff. You check them out. Again, if you're the worst player on the team and these men's league skates, the guys hate you. You could be fucking the nicest guy, funny jokes. The jokes only go so far, baby, because you're not telling jokes when you're on the ice getting fucking scored on. And when you get scored on and you're on the bench and you make a joke, guys are looking at you like, hey, shut the fuck up. You suck at hockey. Your jokes aren't funny until you're better at hockey. Get better at hockey, dude.
Yeah.
Just couple things that just get you so you could like make a little play here, do this, do that. You don't have to be great, but just get involved so guys want you out there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm dead serious on
I
that.
know
You guys think
are,
I'm fucking
dude.
joking?
No, you're not, because I see how you are.
I swear to God.
You have
on that.
no patience.
No, it's not me. I don't give a shit. Well, I kind of do.
you
No,
kinda
I
do.
know. No, with the alumni, it's like, no. Like, fuck, man. You come out there and you're god awful. You take 3-minute shifts and you're not skating hard and you're not, you try to toe drag air. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Don't waste my time.
All right, hockeytraining.com. So check that out. And again, if you're a youth hockey player, if you're a parent, give your kid the best opportunity. We just talked about it, the Michael Furlance and all these guys. Not everybody. You got to find your own way sometimes, you know?
do,
if you
man.
can't get to the gym, you're one of these working parents.
Do it in your office. Do it outside in your backyard.
That's right.
Do it in your
That's
fucking
right.
garage.
Give them the best opportunity
Yeah.
to have success.
There's ways to do it. It doesn't need to be a gym.
No.
Go in your goddamn garage, clear it out, and do it there.
Hockeytraining.com.
Lord almighty.
Check that out. All right, Gino Odjick, one of the most legendary enforcers we've seen.
Awesome human being.
Ever, man. And
Love
a great
the guy.
human being with a great story. Tells it right here. Episode number 62 on the Cam and Strick Podcast. Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast. How are you?
Doing good.
So you're out in Vancouver. What do you got going these days, man? You doing okay? Like I know the pandemic. We always ask that pretty much the first question with everybody. So how's everything been going with you and your family, Gino?
Everything's going well. I'm working as a partner with the Aquilini family who own the Vancouver Canucks. We build houses on First Nation communities. That has slowed down a bit on the business side. And personal-wise, I'm really happy hockey started again. I get to watch the Canucks last night, and that was exciting.
Wow. So are you still involved with the Canucks? I mean, do you go to games? Do you go down to the rink? I mean,
Yeah, I'm really involved with the alumni. I go to maybe 2 games a month, sometimes 3, depending who plays. And we got a really close relationship to the alumni with the team.
Hey, listen,
We get to meet the players a couple times a year, and we go for lunch with the players, and that's a lot of fun.
Listen, you have a unique story. I mean, really, it's an unbelievable story. And I just want to go back, though, to growing up on the reserve, being part of the First Nation community, really a trailblazer with some other guys who have made it as well. But how did you latch on to hockey? Like, who's responsible for making you fall in love with the game?
My dad, he played when he was in residential school, and he really loved playing hockey. And when I was 4 years old, he took me to the outdoor skating rink, and within no time, I was flying around the rink. When I was young, I was the best player on the reservation. I was the goal scorer. So it was a lot of fun. We played our team from the reservation team, everybody I grew up with, and we still talk and hang out today. It's a small community, but everybody's really close.
What is it like growing up on a reservation, though, Gino? Like, I don't know. I'm from the middle of Missouri. How is it? How is it different? Is it difficult? Does everybody get along? Can you leave? Like, how is this set up?
Well, everybody's really close because everybody knows everyone. We do have problems with addictions and alcohol, but that's getting a lot better in the new generation. Everybody's getting educated now and going to school and working and going to university. We're lucky as a First Nations community. The government pays for us to go to university, and a lot of the young people are taking that opportunity and getting themselves educated so they're ready for the world.
Wow, I love hearing that,
Yeah, man.
The government.
Damn right.
That's Canada for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we love Canada. We also love Russia, too. We get a lot of Russians, and I know you're best friend with Pavel Bure, and we'll get into that later
we're
on
gonna get into that.
in the podcast. But, you mentioned the addiction. I'm always curious how the people on the reservation up in Canada, how they're treated. So much talk right now throughout North America about social justice, inequality, and Black Lives Matter here in the States specifically. But what about racism up in Canada for First Nation people? Have we closed the gap there, or do we still have a long way to go?
No, they closed the gap. I think it's even better now than when I grew up. When I grew up, the people from the reservation stuck to themselves, and the people from the next door town stuck to themselves. But now they're playing hockey together, they're playing sports together, they're working together, and it's nice to see even starting to be couples from town, and the reservation have started now, and it's been a lot better. I find that it's a little bit tougher in Alberta and Saskatchewan and those places, but there's been improvements. I know like Jordan Tutu's traveling across the country these days and really, talking to the young people and talking to the adults about the issues that are out there, and he's doing a great job. I'm really proud of Jordan. Reggie Leach is traveling a lot too, so those are guys that are really putting their time in to help better our people.
So you say you grow up in this reservation. There's a lot of booze, and booze is everywhere anyway. But the drugs coming through. Did you ever get caught up in that, or did hockey save you from kind of digging a hole with the outside stuff?
Yeah, I really got focused into sports. I was lucky. I played hockey and I played basketball in the summertime. Sports was my life. That's all I ever thought about. I was, looking forward to the next native tournament, and that was our life. So in our team, we were lucky. We didn't have too many players with alcohol or drug issues.
So
Nice.
I know Cam tried to ask this question. I want you to paint the picture, though. What's it like on the reservation? I mean, are they doing rituals? Are they doing traditions? How much have they stuck with their tradition? And how often do you get back there? How close are you with your community even to this day, Gino?
Yeah, I go back a couple times a year to see my mom and my friends and my family. Our community, they're really cultural and spiritual. They have powwows where everybody gets together. They have them all over the province of Quebec and Ontario, and our people are really into that. And, we do hunting and fishing and picking up blueberries. We have a traditional community, and a lot of the communities that are up north are really pushing for the young people to continue the traditions.
All right. What about all the First Nation players who have made it? I mean, are you aware of everybody? Do you guys know each other? Do you pull for one another?
Yeah, we know
each other. Because Craig Berube, Craig Berube, obviously the head coach here in St. Louis, obviously won the Stanley Cup, so he took the cup back to his his roots, and that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, this is his third Stanley Cup for Jordan Nolan, so we're really proud of him. Yep. And we got Carey Price that's doing a good job. Jordan Tutu just retired. There's a bunch of them. I'm forgetting them now, but they're doing a good job, and they're proud of their heritage, and they're getting involved. Eaton Bear is a kid who's playing good this year.
Yep.
And from what I'm seeing, he's really involved with his community, and he's really proud of being a First Nations player, and he's going to give back and talk to the young people. And that's so huge when the young people see a player make it to the NHL. It makes them believe that if I work hard and if I have the talent, I can make it too. It just it resonates to them that, hey, there's a boy from a reservation and he made it. Why can't I?
All right, Gino.
TJ Oshie too, by the way.
All right, Gino. Oshie, yeah.
TJ.
Hey,
You know,
there's some big bad boys that came off of some of these reservations, and you're certainly one of them. When did you know that you were a bad son of a bitch and you were tough? When did you gain that confidence, Gino?
well, I got called up to play Tier 2 Junior A, and Bob Hartley was the coach. And I thought I was going there to score goals because I was the big goal scorer on my reservation. And I went to practice, and people were flying around 100 miles an hour, and I'm like, oh, I got to find myself a role on this team. And, you know, I was a big kid, and Bob says, we need some toughness. If you're ready to do the tough role for me, I'll get you drafted next year in junior major, and I'll do everything I can to make you go to the NHL. And I said, yeah, Bob, I'll do that role. And I did that role, and Bob was true to his word. He got me drafted to junior major the next year in Laval. And when Vancouver came knocking, Bob gave me a huge endorsement that I do my job and that I'm a team player, and I'm always working hard to try to improve. And still to this day, Vancouver tells me that Bob had a big part in getting me drafted.
Well, okay, so that's okay. So it's hard for somebody that plays, and all of a sudden you're a skilled guy. You never had a really, I guess, I don't know, maybe your childhood you fought when you were young, but for a coach to say, I need you to start fighting, you don't just flip a switch. Did you work on it? Did you go boxing lessons? Like, how'd you turn it on to become a killer?
Well, you know, I started working out in the gym, lifting weights, and I worked harder than anybody. One thing that was always there for me is I was always one of the best conditioned players on my team. And I didn't play much that first year, so I had a lot of time to get mad on the bench. Mm-hmm. And if something happened, then I went out there and did my job. And it was something that natural. First Nations people have always been fighters, and it just came natural. I had a few fights when I was young, but I wasn't a fighter or anything like that. But when I went to Tier 2 hockey, I had to figure out a role for me to stick around and be part of the hockey team, and I was willing to do that role. You know, I worked in the summers on our reserve in the forest, cutting trees with, you know, thousands of flies all over your head, biting you. And I said, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to be a hockey player. And ended up working out.
You just chopping trees down with your bare hands or what? Just fucking...
No, with a chainsaw.
Hey, you know, Ryan Reeves, same story, though, man. He didn't fight in junior. Didn't. You know, then all of a sudden in the American League, they said to him, Davis Payne actually said, hey, you want to get to the NHL?
That?
Ryan Reeves. You know?
Oh, Ryan Reeves,
yeah. He took my fucking job. Yeah. I wish Davis Payne wouldn't have told him to fight.
And he said, hey, you want to get to the league, you got to start fighting. But what was it like for you, though? I mean, the adjustment growing up on the reservation, now being around a bunch of people your age, competing for spots, trying to, you know, fulfill a dream, get into the National Hockey League. On the outside, being away from the reserve, was that a difficult adjustment for you just in terms of life adjustment?
Yeah, that was the toughest part in my life, was to leave my community to go where I knew everybody and I was comfortable in my surroundings, to go into a big city where the only people I knew was my teammates. You know, you can walk around all day long and you won't see anybody you know. So that was a huge adjustment, but I'm happy my parents supported me and made sure that I did stick around when I wanted to come home. I'm very indebted to my friends and family for supporting me during my career.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview.
Okay, so finally, you get drafted by Vancouver. Big city, new adjustment, millions of people. You're in the spotlight every single day. And you made the team at a young age, too, as a tough guy. I mean, talk about going through that whole experience with some of these heavy hitters on that team. It's a big city for the first time probably in your life. Like, walk us through that.
Well, I was very lucky because Vancouver's got 6 First Nations communities around Vancouver, so I was able to go and visit First Nations people and feel like I was home. I got lucky that way. And, I went to Vancouver. I got called up from the Milwaukee Admirals after 1 month in the minors. And Phil Whitcliffe, who was the general manager, drove me to the airport that morning. And I said, Phil, how long am I getting called up for? He says, Gino, Babe Ruth got called up on emergency basis, and he stayed in the major leagues for 20 years. So it's up to you. So my first game we played Chicago, and I went after Manson, and then I went after Grimson.
Ooh.
And the fans just took a liking to me, and it just steamrolled from there.
Did you like to fight? Like, what was your approach? I mean, did you get to a point where you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed the role. I never was a guy that would, before the game plan to fight anyone. My role was to win the hockey game, and if I ran over their teammates and played my role and somebody came after me, I was fine with that. But I had 148 fighting majors. It wasn't that much compared to Domi and those guys who had up to 300. I wasn't a guy to fight the same guy 10 times. But, if somebody came after me, I defended myself, but I never planned fights too much.
Really? You didn't go into the game and say, okay, boy's on the team over there. Glenn Anderson's on the team over there.
Adam Creighton.
Adam Creighton's on the team. We're going to get into that in a second. But let me ask you this, though.
The only guy that we played in the minors against each other was Tony Twist. And he ran around my first game. He was in Peoria. I was in Milwaukee. And he hit 3 of our good players in one shift. So I jumped off the bench and went after him. And I didn't plan it that way, but I ended up getting him at the end of his shift, and he never forgave me. And every time we played each other for about a 5-year span, we'd fight. And that was probably the only guy that really didn't like me. But after a while, we figured out he wasn't going to kill me and I was going to kill him, so we just stayed away from each other. But he's probably the only guy that was really pissed off with me.
You got him at the end of his shift, though. You got him.
I saw a lot of your shifts that you fought him back when he was playing in Quebec, and I've seen interviews with you, Gino, where you say Dave Brown and Ty Domi are the 2 toughest fighters you've ever fought. Like, where do you put Twister on that list?
Well, probably Twister's around 3rd. Twister was really tough. Twister could probably beat up Domi in a fight, but Domi was a smaller guy, and he had great balance, so he was harder for me to fight than Twister was. But I wouldn't count Twister out against anybody in a fight. He had a wicked hard punch, and he was trying to rip your head off. And Twister really enjoyed fighting. So, for me, Brown and Domi were the toughest guys, but doesn't mean that Twister was not as good a fighter as they were.
Yeah, you're right with Domi, though, Gino. Twister, you know what you're going to get. You're going to ride the bull for 8 seconds, 9 seconds. You're both going to throw some punches. You might fall down fine. But Domi's going to switch up on you, and he's going to get you off balance, and you're going to fall down. He's going to throw an uppercut. Like, he's extremely difficult to fight.
Yeah, he's extremely difficult to fight. And for big guys, the guys that are smaller like yourself are really hard to fight because you guys have great balance.
Who, Andy? You talking about Andy? Oh.
Thank you, Gino.
Go ahead, bud.
It's tougher when you got to fight the smaller guys when you're a big guy because they're hitting upwards and you're hitting downwards, and it just makes it so much tougher.
Yeah, you're supposed to win when you're big, Andy.
Yeah,
you're supposed to win.
Well, who gave you trouble though? Like McSorley, it seemed like you and McSorley went toe to toe. Like you'd catch him and he'd catch you.
Yeah, probably the toughest guys I had problems with was Domi and Brown because they were both lefties, and Brown hit like a truck. He was a killer, and he got me really good the first time. I wasn't expecting to fight. Like I said, I didn't prepare myself before games to fight guys for no reason. And we were in December, and he hadn't fought once, and the media was all over him. And he came after me the first shift for no reason. He said, "Let's go," and I wasn't ready, and he threw me around. But then I went to the penalty box, and as soon as we came out of the penalty box, I went at him, and I did a little bit better, a lot better actually. And we fought each other for a 3-4 year period too, and then we figured out, we better leave each other alone and just play our game.
Yeah, sometimes when you get into a bad fight and you're in a box and you're like, no, we got to go again. Fuck this. Let's go again. We got to go again. So you grew up, you didn't have much money, and Andy and I know the feeling on that growing up. But what'd you do? You're in the spotlight. You're in media heaven up in Vancouver. You got an awesome team. You're starting to make a little bit of money. Like, what'd you buy? Did you go spend? Are you the type of guy to spend money because you haven't had it, or are you like, oh my God, I'm going to make money. I'm going to conserve this as much as possible?
I saved every penny I could when I played because I knew that it wasn't going to last forever. And after career is a lot longer than a career. A career for myself was only 12 years. I got paid for 13 because I got hurt the last year, but that's not a long time in a lifetime. And, you have to live after that. So I saved every penny I could. I bought myself a Mustang. I always wanted a Mustang. And I started saving right away when I was 20 years old so I could enjoy my after career and not have to change my way of living. I probably spend more now than when I played because, I have a lot more downtime. When you're playing, you're always on the ice, and in the summer you're doing hockey schools or going to visit communities or working out. So your time is taken by hockey, and now once you retire, you have to pay to enjoy your time.
So what's your lifestyle like now? I mean, you living in a big mansion up in the hills next to Jeff Court and all, or what? I mean, you have toys, you have a boat? Like, what do you have?
Please tell me you have a boat, Gino. Come on now.
No, I don't have a boat. I got a nice Raptor truck.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are
cool.
I can see you being an outdoorsman, though. Like I
feel I like to go hunting and fishing and being out on the land. I really enjoy doing that. So I got a lot of friends that are First Nations, and they got all the guns and the boats and the toys, and I just jump on with them. It would be no use for me to buy a boat because I don't go on the water enough. I just go on the river to go fishing. I'm a freshwater Indian. I don't like going on the ocean. I get seasick, but on the freshwater, it doesn't bother me.
All right, so tell us how you and a guy from Russia, Pavel Bure, one of the greatest players we've ever seen. I mean, absolutely. Just such an electrifying player. And you're a tough guy. You're from the reservation up in Canada. He's from Russia. Like, how do the two of you become best friends? Tell us about that story.
Well, we were both young. We were both 20 years old, and we were both single. So, we spent a lot of time in Vancouver together. What happened was when back in the day when you got to the NHL, you always started on the fourth line, and he started on the fourth line with me and Ryan Walter. And after 2-3 shifts, we're like, whoa, he's not going to play with us for a long time. But somebody took a run at him in L.A., and I went after the guy, and he was like, oh, thank you. And ever since after that, anytime we had a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2, he always made sure to get me the puck so I can get some goals and some assists so I could get paid. And I always made sure to protect him. If anybody went anywhere near him, I was on him right away. He helped me with hockey. He really taught me how to play and where to position myself. And I trained with him in the summertime. So I would train not to be a bodybuilder, but to be a hockey player who can stay out there for a minute and be in great shape. And I helped him out with creating room for him and space. And even when he was in Florida and I was with the Islanders, everybody knew that if you touch Pavel, the next time you play me, I'm coming after you. That's how close we were.
Really?
Woo, woo.
I love
baby.
that, man. I mean,
Damn right.
so you really felt that connection where you truly were his protector. Like if you went near Pavel Bure and you did something where that crossed the line, like you didn't hesitate right away. You were going after that guy.
I didn't mind getting in suspension if I had to. I was going to protect them. That was my job. I also protected Glendon and Ronning and all those guys, but I had a special connection with Pavel, that's for sure.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now, back to the interview. Anybody ever mess with him off the ice when you guys were hanging out?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
And we had to see the Gino Odjick from the reservation come out a little bit off the ice, Gino.
No, I mean, we were lucky we played in Vancouver, and the fans are just crazy about the Vancouver Canucks, and we were treated like gods everywhere we went. And, we didn't go out too much on the road. All the married guys went out because they were stuck at the house where there was Vancouver. But we went out because we were tired from going out in Vancouver. By the time we got on the road, we rested. But I never got into a tussle or anybody who challenged me. If somebody was trying to challenge me, I'd buy him a drink and talk to the guy. I wasn't in no hurry to fight anybody off the ice, that's for sure.
No, you don't need to do that, man. Well, like Seth, were you like, I'm picturing you and Pavel cruising around Vancouver, and was it the same cases as I guess TJ Oshie and myself, where he would walk in, the girls flock to him, and then I pick out the ugly ones out of the group because he can only have so many. Was that the same case with you?
Yeah, well, he had the best girls, that's for sure. I wasn't as picky as he was, so it all worked out.
Hey, didn't you go over to Russia, to Moscow, and hang out with him? Like, if he's a god in Vancouver, how big of a god is he in Russia?
What a city. I mean, Vegas is good, but Moscow, if you go there with the right people and people know where to go and stuff like that, it's just an incredible town. They got the best foods, the best bars. Russian women are just beautiful. Everywhere you go, like, there's models there, and they're really looking to meet the American people or Canadian people, so it's a lot of fun when you're there.
Listen, you don't need anyone to take care of you. You made a lot of money, obviously playing in the league for a long time, but a guy like Pavel Bure, who, obviously made a ton of money as well, has he taken care of you at all, like off the ice? Has he extended his hand and helped you out, even if you didn't need it?
No, I mean, we're friends, and he made a lot more money than I did, but his expenses in life are a lot more than I am. He likes the big cars and the big houses and stuff like that, which is fine. He deserves it, and I'm more down, just being happy with what I have and enjoying life too.
You scored 16 goals one year with him. I mean, they put you. Was it difficult?
Cam scored 6 his entire career.
It's so when people you look at the numbers and you putting that many, putting on that many goals that year, playing with a guy like that, people don't really understand. We're like, oh, he's got 16 goals because he's playing with Pavel Bure. Well, wait a minute here. Do you know how difficult it is when you're an up and down, on the wing kind of guy, and you're playing with fucking Pavel, who's zipping in and out, and you're just trying to get out of his goddamn way? Describe the feeling of playing with a guy like that. I know you go to the net and you just close your eyes and he'll find you, but everything else adjusted with a player like that, it's somewhat difficult to lead into a game with.
Yeah, I really had to cheat a little bit. Like when he was at our blue line, I'd be at our red line, and by the time we got to the next blue line, we'd be even. You didn't want to get behind them because there's no way you're going to catch up. And my biggest thing is I'd come off the board and drive the off post. That way, if there's a rebound or if he passed me the puck, I'd get an open net. If you drive to the net with those kind of guys, you know they're going to be shooting and you'll get a rebound or a puck will hit you or stuff like that. But the biggest thing is you got to be in great condition. Playing on the fourth line is very hard to get in shape because you're playing, 7, 8 minutes, 5 minutes. You don't really get into game shape until you move up in lines and you're playing 12, 13 minutes a night. Then you really get into tip-top shape. But when you're playing on the fourth line, you don't get into the shape that the other guys do.
Hey, how big of a star was Pavel, though? I mean, I know, listen, he was dating Anna Kournikova. There's talk that Fedorov was also dating her. I mean, did you meet Kournikova? Like, were they an item? Like, was he into the celebrity?
He dated her. He even got engaged to her at one time. It didn't last long, but I met her a few times when I met her like 3 or 4 times. She was a good-looking woman at that time, and he was young and he was single, so they hooked up, and she was hooked up with Fedorov too. So, and she had 2 engagement rings at the same time at one point.
Oh my god, dude! Did you go to Pavel and be like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, come on, man. There's so many other girls out there." Did you ever talk to him?
No, I didn't say anything. That was his business.
So she was engaged to Fedorov at the same time as Bure?
No, she wasn't engaged at him at the same time, but she got engaged to both of them at different times.
Who'd she get engaged to first? Pavel?
What's that?
Who'd she get engaged to first? Pavel?
Fedorov.
Oh, Fedorov first.
Yeah.
And she didn't marry either of them, did she?
I think Fedorov was with her, and she was really young at that time.
I know, because she was like a superstar at like 16
I know.
or something.
Why even date a superstar like that when you're a superstar? You might as well date. There's another girl probably hotter than her that just is around you and doesn't have her own life like that. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, she had a huge entourage. It was unbelievable. We go to the restaurant, and there's 15 people there, and of course, Pavel had to pick up the tab when he was there, so it got pretty expensive pretty quick.
What about Pat Quinn? What did he mean to you?
He was the best. The first time I met him, and I played a few games, and then he was a GM at the time, and then he became the coach. He said, "Listen, Gino, I don't want you playing 5 minutes a game and just going out there and fighting. I need you to be a player that can play 10 or 12 minutes, and I'll give you a chance every night that you play to be part of the team, to make a hit or to score a goal or to get an assist. I don't have players that just sit on the bench and go out there to fight, so you're going to be a huge part of the team and the leadership group." That's what he told me, and that's what he did when I played for him. I had my best year with him. Pavel had his best year with him. Even Domi, when he played for him, had his best year. And Sundin in Toronto, they had all. He just gives you an opportunity every night, and you don't always get that. I mean, some coaches like Keenan, who coached me, he just put you out there when he wanted you to fight, but he didn't give you any ice time, and I didn't like that. I was brought up under Pat Quinn's mentality, where if you dress up, you're going to get to play, and the other guys on the fourth line, they killed penalties, and everybody got their ice time, so it was good.
Tell us about Keenan, though. You talk about how great Pat Quinn. Andy and I watched a interview with him. I mean, he talked about you for 30 minutes, Gino, and how much he adored you and put you on defense and things like that. But now you switch over to Mike Keenan, what you just brought up. What's the difference? What's the difference between Keenan and a guy like Pat Quinn, who everybody adores? So Keenan, could you walk into his office and sit down and talk to the guy face to face, or was he just in his own world and you just did what he told you to do?
Well, he always tried to intimidate guys, and he had his guys like Messier and guys that he played a lot, but he didn't. If he played, Messier 20 minutes a night and get the best out of him, then he could give the guys on the bottom 6 10 minutes a night. But he wanted to play Messier 25 minutes a night. Well, if you're playing 25 minutes a night, you're not going 100 miles an hour during those 25 minutes. You're floating at times, and Messier was at the end of his career there when he came to Vancouver. I think he was 38 or 39 years old, and he couldn't play those minutes anymore. And what happened was we missed the playoffs for 3 years. Messier was there, and the guys on the bottom 6 were not happy, I tell you that much.
I bet. And Keenan didn't care, did he? If people were happy or not.
He didn't care. He didn't give a crap. But he won a Stanley Cup with the
Rangers.
With the Rangers, he had a good career. He was around for a long time, but he never lasted long at any place because too many players would end up being unhappy with him.
Cam and Strick Podcast here for our boy Dan Bellman with Bellman.com.
Yeah, baby.
You need some new wheels? Why not get a Cadillac, a Buick, a GMC? Head out to Troy today. And again, don't forget about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right across the street.
No doubt.
Right there in Troy, Missouri. Visit them online. Check out their new selection, the pre-owned selection, the best service you will find anywhere in the country. Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview. Hey, I got to go back to one more Pavel Bure story. What's the story, though? You go to Moscow. He doesn't know you're coming. And you go to KGB headquarters, like, demanding to go see Pavel. Like, what's the story there?
Well, what happened was Fetisov, who played for New Jersey, and Detroit has come to Moscow. We're having a charity game, the Red Army against NHLers, and we'll surprise Pavel. You'll show up and he'll be really surprised and he'll be really happy. So he says, take the flight to Montreal to New York and then New York to Moscow. So we'll have somebody pick you up there. So I get to the airport and there's nobody around. So I waited for 4 hours and nobody showed up. So I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? Moscow is like bigger than New York. And I don't have a phone number for Pavel. I don't have a phone number for Fetisov. So I jump in a cab. I give the cabbie $100. I said, take me to Pavel Bure. And we started looking around. And I remember there was a documentary they did about Pavel and one of the hotels that his buddy was with, and that he would hang out there at his office. I seen that hotel, so I went up the stairs and I said, he was here, but you just missed him. So I was like, can you call him? They go, no, we're not calling Pavel Bure. What do you think you are? So I didn't know what to do, and I know that in a communist country, and it wasn't communist anymore in those days, but the KGB was huge, and I told the cab driver, take me to the KGB office. He's like, no, I'm not taking you there. I go, take me there. I have to go there. So I walked into the KGB office. I said, I'm lost and I need to find Pavel Bure and Fetisov. Where are they? And within 20 minutes, they had me at the hotel where Fetisov and Pavel were, and that's how I found Pavel in Moscow.
You could have just said, I'm Gino fucking Odjick. like they didn't know who you were. Take your teeth out and give them a smile. Oh, man. I will say this, Gino. I want to go back to a particular moment. I remember this when I was a kid, and you fucking tortured the Blues. Everybody in this town hated you after this one time. And it's so weird how things change, because I told all my buddies I'm having you on today, and they're like, oh, my God, Gino, I love him. Like, no, you didn't 20 years ago when he beat the hell out of everybody on the Blues. But I remember that game. Adam Creighton's out there. You got Glenn Anderson out there. I'm guessing he speared Bure the game before, and you lose your shit. That's
what happened. The game before, Anderson speared Pavel in the eye and cut him for 7 or 8 stitches, and we were losing the game 7 or 8-1, game 6, and the puck, the goalie Kay Whitmore had the puck, and Anderson went and stabbed at the puck, and that was just the excuse I needed. So I really wanted to get Anderson, but everybody else got in the way.
And then you're chasing Adam. I remember my dad losing his mind on Adam Creighton, because Adam Creighton was like 6'7", and he never fought anybody.
No.
And you're chasing him around with no jersey.
He squared up with you too. His hands were down to like by his knees.
I know. I thought you were gonna like give him a left hook and buckle his ass.
And he got your jersey over your head, and then eventually you got his jersey over his head, and you start pounding him in the back. Do you even remember where you were? Like, do you just black out? Were you just in a state of just complete craziness?
Yeah, I was mad for sure. I was really mad at Anderson, and Creighton, he stepped up and got away for Anderson. And then when I was done fighting Creighton, I went after to try to catch Anderson, but he was too fast. He just ran away. There's no way I was going to catch that guy. But, that's, like nowadays with the young kids going on the internet and stuff, that's what I hear the most of. Do you remember when you fought St. Louis? And then people who were at the game, they're like, yeah, we remember when you fought St. Louis. That was huge. So
oh, my God.
I scored on a penalty shot my second year, and the fight against St. Louis are two things that I'm most remembered by.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You burned down McInnes on that one.
He did. And that's when he got the penalty shot, and you scored off Vernon. But it was the uppercut on Holder that just gives me nightmares right now to even watch you just punch him when he's on his knees. What's the T-shirt you're wearing under your jersey, by the way? Because your jersey always came off, Gino. You never kept your jersey on.
You're a little Rob Ray.
And you had some ripped-up jersey that you wore. Did you wear that throughout your career or what?
Yeah, it was like A535, but it was another Mark, that our trainer at the time, Larry Ashley, he was behind that company, and he gave us all T-shirts to wear to promote his product. And when we did interviews and stuff like that, we'd have the name of the company on our shirt, and just to show our support for him. And that was the shirt I was wearing.
Glenn Anderson's. I don't even know what to call that move, by the way. What was he when he's skating backwards? He was like a circus act. I mean, what was he doing?
He's a great backwards skater. Let's be honest.
Oh my God, he was like, it was like do.
I'll do it for you, Andy.
I mean, what was he doing? And
scared.
You never really got a hold of him, did you?
No, there's no way I could get a hold of that guy. He was a fast skater, but he was a great competitor, and he's a Hall of Famer. And but he was the guy that, with his stick, that he didn't shy away from using his stick. So, as a guy protecting our star, I had to do something, and I was really mad at him, and I thought for sure I could get a hold of him, but it didn't work out.
It's probably for the best. He's still thanking, God that you didn't get a hold of him, because you had that look on your face, boy. It was actually hilarious. I watch that all the time now. I want to get back to something too. We had Darius Kasparaitis on the podcast, and he speaks extremely highly of you. But you had one moment, Gino, where you lost it. I think you were playing for the Island at the time. And Casper can get under your skin, Gino. He'll catch you late. He'll give you a whack. And he's not going to fight you. And we even called him out on that as well. Mm-hmm. But you caught him, Gino. Like, what was that all about? What did he do to you? And you regret doing things like that?
Yeah, what happened was Milbury, who was a GM on the Islanders, told me, I'm going to play you with our first-round pick. He's a young kid. He's really skilled, and I want you to make sure that he's got some room to skate out there, and that nobody runs him over, because he was a little skinny. His name was Tim Connolly. Tim Connolly got into our corner to pick up the puck, and Kasparaitis came all the way from the blue line and just creamed him, knocked the kid out, and I was like, shit, I got to do something. And I met Casper the summer before with Pavel, and he took us fishing, and he was a really nice guy. But he ran over Connolly, and I had to do something. And if I had to do it again, I wouldn't hit him as hard. I'd just, cross-check him or something. But I just thought at the time that I was going to get even with him, and it cost me 8 games.
Well, what about with Lindros? I mean,
you caught him
when
too.
You sucker punch Lindros, didn't you get 8 games for that? Would you do that one again, Gino?
I didn't get any games for hitting Lindros.
Oh.
I just got a 5-minute major for roughing, but I didn't get any games for hitting Lindros.
That was a sucker punch, though.
No,
Gino.
I watched it this morning.
That was a sucker punch.
He knows, Andy.
You followed him up the ice, and you caught him good. He actually ended up getting up, right? Did he get hurt from that, or what?
I don't know what he did.
He was down.
But he was a big, strong guy. He could take it. What happened was he was running around, and he ran over 3 or 4 of our players, and our good players to boot, and I had to react. And, when you get mad, you don't always react the way that maybe you should, but that's the way I was. If somebody hit one of our players, I had to do something.
No, I get it, man. Anybody who caught you the hardest in a fight? I know you talk about Big Dave Brown, who was just He was just relentless. He'll punch you in the face when you're down. He'll hit you when you're knocked out. Like, who caught you the worst in any of those fights that you've had?
Probably Dave Brown. My first fight I had with him, he gave me a big shiner, and he hit me really hard. So he had a hard punch. I watched videos, and I never seen anybody beat up Domi. One-sided fight, but Brown just creamed him a couple of times. And to get the best of Domi like that, you have to be a really good fighter, and Dave Brown was.
You know who Dave Brown reminds me of? Who they're similar in size, similar in punching power, and they're both lefties. And that's Chris Simon too. Did you have trouble with Simon? Oh God, he was tougher than shit as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's one thing that I got. It was unlucky, but I was lucky at the same time. I always said when I started my career, I didn't want to stick around past my prime where I'd be, just being a role player and not playing much. And I remember when I first started, I got Chris Nyland and John Kordick and Gord Donnelly and all those guys at the end of their career when it was tougher for them. And I remember watching Probert, when he got past his prime, guys getting the better of him, guys that wouldn't go anywhere near him when he wasn't in prime. But once he slowed down, they were all over him. And I said to myself, I don't want to be that guy. So I got unlucky. I got a slap shot behind the head, and I had a concussion, and I couldn't pass the physical anymore after that. So I got lucky that I didn't, run into Bogart and McIntyre and, Belak and all those guys at the end of my career when they were just starting out.
McGrattan, Bogart,
all those
Colt
guys.
Knorr, Colt Knorr, tougher than
I would
shit.
have fought him, but, it probably would have been tough because those are big guys, too.
What about Probert? How often do you guys run into one another?
I never fought Probert. What happened was when I started out, he got caught at the border with some drugs or something, and he couldn't come to Canada, so I never played against him much.
Were you a big Lemieux fan? Like, people probably don't remember that you wore 66, didn't you, to begin your career? And the league made you change the number?
What happened there was the way it used to work back in the day at training camp, they give you a number where you were on the depth chart.
Okay.
And they had 70 people at the cap, and I was number 66 on the depth chart. So they gave me number 66.
I was 59, Gino.
Fifth-round picks coming out my year I got drafted. I got drafted as a 19-year-old. I went to camp as a 20-year-old, and I was a fifth-round pick, so they didn't, think that I would do very much. And so they gave me 66 at the depth number, and I get called up my first game, and I look at the shirt, and I'm going, that's not my number. That's Mario Lemieux's number. So what happened after the first game, I told the trainer, Patty O'Neill, I said, Pat, give me 29. I don't want to wear 66. That's Mario Lemieux's number. He's the king. And I was a huge Mario Lemieux fan. He played in Laval where I played junior too, and I just thought the world of him. And I don't think anybody should wear 66 or 99.
No. So wait, so you did wear it for a game, but did they say something or no?
No, nobody said anything. I just asked the trainer to change jersey after the first game.
It's respectable, Andy.
That's
you don't
right.
do that. Andy
No, you
tries to
don't
wear
do it.
99 all the fucking time.
No.
I go, you're not. No, you can't.
I wouldn't do that.
You
I'm
can't
not
do it.
Gretzky.
No, you're not.
I can wear 55 or 25. I'll
Shut
tell you
up.
that right now.
No, Gino, you're right on the depth chart, though. I wore 59 in training camp, too. And remember, you look at your number like, oh, I'm really high up. I'm like, oh, this is going to take a long time to make this damn team. Oh, man.
Well, that's good. That's at least you switched it up. You wore
So
66
Ryan
for
Reeves
1
took
year.
your spot in St. Louis. Is that what happened?
No, I
yeah.
gave it. No, I gave it to him, Gino. I was getting sick and tired of playing here, and I'm like, you know what, Reaver, come take my job. I'll let you have it. No, he took my job. I got buckled by my own teammate, Brad Winchester, with a hit, and I was out, and he came up, and he beat the shit out of some guys, and he never looked back. And that's how it goes, man. I took DJ King's spot. You took Guy's spot. Guy's spot takes – people take your spots. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I took Greg Cox's spot when I came up. Yeah.
There it is.
That's a brawler, man. That's
Greggy.
a name from the past.
Yeah,
He got hit.
he showed up.
He showed up. Was right. No, he got fucking corked too, Gino.
Hey, how was Messier as a teammate?
He was a good player when he was in New York and when he was Edmonton, but he couldn't play the way. What would happen is the coach would call a line out, and he would just get up and jump on the ice without his number being called, and he wanted to be on the ice all the time. But at that time, he was at the end of his career, and he couldn't compete against the young centerman anymore. But he didn't want to accept that. He still wanted to play the number one line and play 25 minutes a night, and it was a disaster for us when he came to Vancouver. But I respect him as a player when he was in New York and Edmonton during his years where he was a prime. But when he came to Vancouver, he wasn't the same guy anymore.
That's kind of a dick move. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Mess was like, I don't know, the ultimate captain. So they would call a line out, and that sucks for guys like me and you, by the way. Although it's Mark Messier taking your spot, but it's on the other hand, you're like, no, I'm up. Oh, you're going? Oh, okay. That's fucking terrible, right?
Tom Reddy was the coach, and he was just like, what do I do? He just gets up and he goes. Whenever he was ready, he just got up and he jumped on the ice.
Oh man!
And
wow.
Tom Reddy was a rookie coach in the league, and he didn't know what to do.
Oh my God, man!
It's like what Hollywood
crazy.
do.
So you missed all the next wave of the great Vancouver Canucks, right? You weren't there for Bertuzzi or the Sedins or any of those guys.
No, Bertuzzi got traded to Vancouver when I just maybe a month before I got traded. I wasn't there very long with them, but they had a great run there. The West Coast offense, Bertuzzi, Morrison, and Naslund.
Oh yeah.
Naslund didn't play much when I was there, but once he got going, he had an incredible career in Vancouver, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, listen, I got to know about this, your illness that you've been able to overcome. When the odds were against you, Gino, man, it really says a lot about who you are and your perseverance and what you've been able to do with yourself from a health standpoint. Tell our listeners who may not be aware of what you were dealing with and how you've been able to overcome a lot of the odds, like I said, that were against you.
Yeah, I had this disease called amyloidosis, which protein builds up in your heart, and then your heart can't beat anymore. It's a very rare disease that just happens out of nowhere. It's not in genetics, or it's not like your family members has it. And it got really bad there, so they told me in Vancouver, do your will and get your affairs in order. We don't think that you're going to make it for another month or not. So I said, well, can you transfer me to Ottawa so I can be close to my family? So Vancouver was really nice. They chartered a flight for me because there was no way I'd have the energy to get on a normal flight. So they chartered a flight for me from Vancouver to Ottawa. And I went to Ottawa and I didn't want to die, and I didn't feel like I was going to die, but the doctors told me I was going to die. And the doctor I got in Ottawa says, I'm going to treat you for you to live. The treatment I'm going to give you is with trying to make you live. And he tried an experimental drug and ended up working. So I thought I was going there to die. And next thing you know, 1 month later, I'm out of the hospital.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Yeah. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.GadgetBuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either.
No.
Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.GadgetBuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview. Yeah. I'm curious, when you were sick, and the doctor's telling you you have 1 month to live. It's just, I couldn't imagine being put in that situation. I guess you find out right then and there, Gino, who truly cares about you, right? I'm sure you became close with a number of people at that moment who you may have already been close with, but who were there by your side.
Yeah, one of my friends, Peter Leach, he really stepped up. He was at the hospital every day, and as you know, in hospitals, food is terrible. It's unedible. And he would bring me supper every night, and and we stayed close friends. I live with him now, and he still takes care of me. So I really appreciate that. And all the alumni guys came to see me at the hospital a couple times. Jeff Courtnall was there. Pat Quinn came to see me about 10 or 15 times. He would come and visit with me, and we'd sit and talk. And, and some of my exes even came to visit me. That was really fun.
How about that?
Oh, did you get anything from him? Were you a married man? Wait, I guess you were a married man. But so that your ex?
No, I never got married. No.
Oh, they did show up.
But I had a few girlfriends in the day.
Any kids or no?
Yeah, I got kids. Yeah.
How many do you have?
5.
Oh wow! How about that? I've got 3.
Wow.
5. How old are your kids?
34, 31, 24, 25.
Damn. Wow.
Gino Odjick, man.
Gino was fucking
Hit him messing around.
Fucking wheeling and dealing.
And by the way, you can thank St. Louis back in 1994 for getting you to the Stanley Cup final. I mean, was that not the worst trade in Blues history and the best trade in Vancouver history?
That was robbery. I couldn't believe we got Courtnall, we got Ronning, we got Monesso, we got Robert Dirk, we got Brett Hedican.
Oh my God.
They became a huge part of our team. There were, these are guys that are huge, major contributors. And all we gave up was Garth Butcher and Dan Quinn at the time. But Sutter, who was the coach in St. Louis, really wanted Garth Butcher, and Pat Quinn just put the squeeze on him to get everything he could out of St. Louis.
Terrible trade.
We ended up getting Jeff Brown too after for Peter Nedved.
Oh my God.
We got half of St. Louis's team came to our team, and
I know
they were a huge reason why we made it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
I know Jeff Brown was a really good player too.
Great power play.
I mean, how
on
good?
The point.
Great shot.
Yeah.
This guy could play,
Great
man.
Passer.
Great passer.
I remember the one time you and Pavel were on a 2-on-1, and you thread the needle to him. I think backdoor. And he pushes everybody. Everybody's trying to celebrate with him. He's pushing everybody away, and he just finds you and just gives you. Do you have a picture of that so you can put in your basement or something? My God, Gino.
Yeah, I got a picture of that.
Where is he?
Give me that, will you? Sign and give it to me.
Do you know Pavel Bure's dad was Cam's skating coach, by the way?
Vladdy.
Pavel Bure's dad, what?
He was my skating coach in Jersey. He fucking bagged me every single day for 2 hours when I wasn't playing. The nicest guy in the world. I don't know if he and Pavel are actually close or not.
Pavel, you act like he's a cheese, like a Provel cheese.
Is it Pavel?
Pavel,
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Gino. I fuck everybody's name up.
Pavel's dad was an Olympic swimmer, and he used to be in incredible shape. And Pavel's trainer during his, for the first 8 years of his career was Pavel's dad. And I worked out with him. It was incredible workouts.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the hardest workouts he could ever do. And it was a big part why Valerie and Pavel ended up, having so much success in the league, was they were in such shape. It was incredible. He used to work out 6 days a week, twice a week for 5 days, and then on Wednesday, one workout. But the other 5 days was twice a day. And he was a huge reason why his sons did so well, because he trained them meticulously and did everything possible for them to succeed and get to the NHL.
Did you know that Pavel's dad was a skating coach too in Jersey? Did you know that?
I knew he was a strength and conditioning coach. I didn't know that they had him doing skating too.
Because Cam tends to get some of the stuff confused sometimes, so I wanted to make sure he was.
No, he's a fucking skating coach. Shut up, Andy. Good God Almighty. My stride was unbelievable after that season.
Hey, is he in Russia? Where is Pavel?
Yeah, he lives in Moscow. He's really close with President Putin, and they have an alumni there of skaters, and they all skate together, and Putin skates with them, and Putin gets them involved and, brings them all over the place, and he really enjoys their being in Moscow.
Gino, Vladdy Putin.
I love how it's Putin,
it's so funny. And he scores he scores like 8 goals a game. And then did you see the video of Vladdy skating around waving to the fans after he scores 8 goals? And then the carpet was there and he blows a tire right on the carpeting. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Hey, somebody
got killed for
Somebody's never been seen before ever since that happened.
Yep. Somebody got killed. Well,
listen, Gino, man, you were great,
you're
dude.
the man, dude.
And we couldn't be happier that you're healthy. I mean, how do you feel? You feel good? What are the doctors saying?
Yeah, everything is good. Everything's in remission, and I got to go to the doctors every 3 months and go for a blood test once a month, and that's about it. I put on a few pounds, and I got to work on that. But other than that, everything's good.
Call Mr. Bure. He'll put you through a workout.
Or if you want to gain more pounds, come out to St. Louis, and I'll take you out, and we'll give you 10 pounds heavier. Is that cool?
All right. Thanks a lot, Cam.
Appreciate it, man. You're the man, dude.
See you, Gino.
See you, Gino.
Okay. Bye-bye.
That was Gino Odjick. Episode number 62.
You said his last name very bizarre. Do that again. Fuck's sake. No. You're not starting over. No, Jamie. Jamie, we're not editing that out. Go. Say Gino.
That was Gino Odjick.
Odjick. He said Odjick.
Gino,
like he's going to fucking
Gino
lose his
Odjick.
mind on you.
Gino Odjick.
You know what I'm going to do right now?
What?
Crack open a Bud Light seltzer.
Get the mango?
Bang. Good stuff right here, baby.
Gino Odjick. Like when you watch fighters when you were younger, did you watch him a lot?
I did. Now, did he have a style that I could be like, okay, I want to be
What was his style?
Crazy.
He was kind of crazy.
He didn't have a style. Like you think of me, I'm like I lasted long. I strung you out.
You lasted
No, in fights
yeah.
and stuff like that. Well, Gino's like, what kind of style? Because styles make fighters. We all know that. So what kind of style? I'm just guessing he's a crazy son of a bitch that loved Pavel and was just like a fucking great teammate. Everybody loves Gino, dude. I mean, I talked to people before we had him on. They're like, I love that guy.
Why do you think it is? Because he's so
because
sincere.
He
is who he is.
You hate him. I had people text me on my Facebook today when I put out the video of him fucking killing everybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, Cam, I wanted to jump over the ice and grab. I go, that wouldn't be a good idea. I go, listen, this guy is an unbelievable guy.
How about the fact that he said guys around the league knew, even when he was playing for the Islanders,
Don't fuck with Bure.
If you mess with Pavel Bure,
He's my boy.
You call him Pavel. You can't even say his name.
I know.
Pavel, like he said.
I got
Provel cheese or something.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Pavel.
I'm not
but if you
educated.
mess with Bure, they knew next time they played the Islanders,
you're gonna get something.
they were going to answer the bell.
Like you're gonna get something.
You
Like
better
he's just a loyal dude, man. He's like a dog that you raised, that you love, and that will do anything for you. I
Could
love
you imagine going to Russia, no cell phone, and just jumping in a cab and saying, "Take me to the KGB."
That just shows confidence, like that. You know that Pavel's going to take care of you. Like you bled for that guy. He's going to take care of you, man.
That's right, man.
I love that, dude.
Yeah, Fetisov too.
All those cats, dude, they love you. Those Russians, man, they're cool. That's why we get them all the damn
Why
time.
you listen? It's been several years, and you still like, dude, lay off of Adam Creighton.
Man, he's a pussy.
Lay off of Adam Creighton.
Man, he's probably a good dude. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry. You had black toques. Your pants were too big. You weren't.
What'd you think of his style when he squared off against Gino Odjick?
What style? Guys were beaking him so bad, even on Twitter, like Creighton, and they did the thing on their head.
know
like
they were.
I know. Adam's probably a great guy.
Good face-off guy.
I don't give a shit.
Not bad in his own end.
He's 6'6".
Good size.
Yeah, great size. What does that mean when you're soft?
I told you when I was a kid, we had a hockey practice, and he stuck around and stayed with us afterwards.
See, that's what I mean.
He's a nice guy.
My bad. See, I don't like
he's
tripping
a good
guys.
guy.
I know, but I got to be realistic. He was soft, okay? My dad hated him, not because he's a bad guy, but just his style.
It's because he was big and soft.
Yeah, soft. You can't do that in the 90s, man. I'm sorry.
No.
A lot of guys I played with growing up were so big and skilled, and they were so fucking soft. Like how you created such soft genes, and they just couldn't figure it out. And I just wanted to smack them in the face and be like, dude, you could be a multi-millionaire.
So that would drive you crazy. If you're big,
fuck.
Because that's the one thing you can't teach size.
Here's the deal.
Either have it or you don't. So if you're big and you play soft.
Oh, God.
Look,
if I had kids, this was going to happen to me. My daughter's going to be the biggest shit kicker in St. Louis. And my son's going to be in a leotard flapping around. And that's fine.
Oh, my God.
And I'll love you. What?
You don't like him if he's in a leotard?
I don't care. No, I was in a leotard when I wrestled.
Yeah.
And the chicks loved it.
That's a unitard.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I thought leotards were. Oh,
No.
never mind.
Leotard. You don't even know how to say it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to make a fucking point.
You're saying he might be more prone to do like something artistic.
Yes, and that's fine.
Yes.
I want to be a lead singer in a rock band.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have a feeling.
But your daughter.
My daughter's going to be a killer. She's going to be fucking
like
knocking
you.
out with a knee in the face. And I know. Oh, God. And my son's going to not be that way. That's just the way it is. And I'm going to love them no matter what. But I'm not going to have kids, so it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. There you go.
There you go.
Gino Odjick. Good guest, man. Has a great story. I love these guys that come from the reserve. Like, the Russians love us. We know that.
Yep.
We're huge in Russia. We run the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm looking to get involved with the reserve, dude. I want more of these guys on.
I know. I want to go. Yeah, dude. I want to talk to these. I want to be stuck in the middle of the woods with Gino and be like, Gino, take care of me, like Bear Grylls style. Take me around, feed me, save me.
He's giving back, and I love the fact that the Vancouver Canucks are giving back to building homes on the reservation.
Okay, listen, all y'all, the Blues. The alumni, we get treated like royalty everywhere we go. We have setup. We have shit we do, Andy. We get to do whatever we want in this town. I hope that's the case with all these other organizations, especially the Vancouver Canucks. You're not taking care of Gino Odjick, who bled for you.
I think they are, though. When you look at how many star players
I hope they are.
love this
guy.
He
said he did. They said they were. But I think a lot of other organizations don't necessarily do that.
But I think it's different. St. Louis is a little bit different.
St. Louis is definitely different.
It's just different.
We do a lot for the city, too, man.
Yeah.
Like, we raise money. We do fucking events.
Vancouver's a big city, dude.
And here's the thing, Andy. You know this more than anybody. It's hard to get the fucking current players to do shit. It's not like they don't want to. The organization doesn't let them to. They don't let them do anything. So the alumni do all the bullshit work, which is fine. We'd love to do that. Any little thing we do, the fucking current guys are gone, or they're playing, or whatever. We take care of that. We love. So I'm looking at all these other organizations. Take note.
Yeah.
Take note. Take care of your fucking group.
Current guys do a lot, though.
Current guys do a lot, but you can only do so much because you're a current player.
Yeah,
okay,
there's no doubt.
It's not like they don't want to.
They're a little busy.
Ryan O'Reilly, you ask him to do anything, he'll do it. He does too much shit, in my opinion.
He'll do anything.
So the alumni have to step up, and they take care of us in St. Louis. You fucking better do it everywhere else.
All right. Episode 62, brought to you by CarShield and CarShield.com. Again, 800-857-2481. Check out the promo code. Use it. Cam. It'll save you 10%.
Yeah, baby.
Visit CarShield.com. A deductible may apply, but again, get yourself some protection, man, so you don't have some crazy, crazy scare where you have to come up with thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't have to.
Fuck that.
Small amount of money every month. CarShield, CarShield.com. Make sure you have that protection. Of course, our friends over there at Bud Light Seltzer.
Dude, I want that mango. I want that mango. I'm drinking the shit out of this shit. It's good stuff. We love it. It's great for the lake. It's cold and refreshing. It doesn't make you bloated, Andy. I don't like to be bloated. I like to look ripped out when I'm walking around. I do. I like to feel good with my shirt's off in the fucking lake, hanging out, getting my tan on. I drink Bud Light Seltzer.
All right.
The mango.
BudLight.com. Bud Light Seltzer online right now is available. So check that out.
Good.
And find the nearest retailer near you. Only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, less than a gram of sugar.
Damn.
You might as well have a few tonight.
Damn right I will.
Don't wait for the weekend.
I'm not.
Okay?
Drinking it right now.
And there's no guilt, dude.
I know. I don't want to drink in the afternoon, but when you have Bud Light Seltzer cruising around, I'm taking a sip.
Yeah.
I'm taking a sip.
100 calories, 5% alcohol. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 years of age or older.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay?
I had an ID when I was 16.
4 flavors, by the way. 4 flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon, lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Mango.
Why do you like mango the best?
I don't know, Andy. I feel like I'm in a tropical island like, yay, mango, mango.
Yeah, well, it's pretty amazing.
Drink the shit out
You know
of
who
it.
else is amazing? GadgetBuyback.com. Hey, if you're looking to trade in an old phone or tablet, did you break your phone this weekend?
Yes, fuck's
Do you
sakes.
need to get it repaired?
Yes.
877-772-8880. Should be plugged into your phone right now. Just plug it in so you have it at all times. 877-772-8880. GadgetBuyback.com. If you're a business owner, don't be running your business
don't
slow.
be fucking cheap. Okay, look.
Don't be cheap.
Stop being cheap. Why are we not getting the TPS reports in? Well, because your fucking computer's shit. It's from the fucking 90s, dick.
What kind of report?
TPS. I can't get it because your fucking computer sucks. Fucking cheap ass.
TPS report?
Yes, TPS reports. Get those goddamn things in, but they can't because they're clogged up because your shit's fucking old. Stop being cheap. Take it to Gadget Lab. Fucking cheap asses. Seriously, it's fucking embarrassing. Get them reports in.
GadgetLabMobile.com. Bellman.com. If you're looking for a used car, pre-owned, new car, whatever it is, Cadillac, Buick, GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on the other side, all in Troy, Missouri. Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com. Say what up to Dan.
Dan's a cool cat, dude. Like, I look at shit, man. I've said this before. I don't care. Like, I want my wife to be able to. She needs a new vehicle. She's gonna go to Bellman. She's gonna walk in there and feel like comfortable. Like, she's gonna have people come out there and like treat her like comfortable. Like, shake her hand, let her do her thing. She wants to walk around. Not this fucking 7 to 10 swinging, horny. Swinging their dicks around when they walk out, like whoop, doo, 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 doo. You have a small penis anyway. You can't even swing the fucking thing. Then you gotta go talk to my wife. You're not even talking to my wife about cars. You talk like you're staring into her like you want to. No, I'm sick of this shit. She feels comfortable when she goes to Bellman. People are classy. They let her kind of do her own thing, walk around. They don't harass her. I hate that. Kate is comfortable at Bellman. She's not comfortable anywhere else. Figure it out.
There you go. Bellman.
Good Lord.
.com.
Swinging
Check
dicks.
that out. BEHLMANN.com. Hockeytraining.com, man. And we love these guys, man, because you know what? Do I look a little stronger? Do I look like I'm a little more flexible? Like I'm going to be better when I go on the ice next time? Do I look better or no?
What'd you ask?
I've been doing hockeytraining.com.
What'd you ask?
I look like I'm fucking.
So Andy put out
shape.
so Andy's got his Instagram account out, and he did take a picture with his lovely wife, who's good looking, by the way. I don't know how you wheeled that, but you, I don't know how the hell you did that, but you did it. But you were flexing.
I was not flexing. No, I wasn't.
No, you are. I know what flexing
Dude,
is.
I was holding a glass of wine. I'm not flexing.
You're holding it like it was 48 pounds, and your biceps looked all right. I got a couple compliments. I saw a couple comments on that bad boy.
Dude.
You were flexing. But you've been training.
Yes.
Because I haven't invited you yet. I have invited you a couple times. You're a little slow. You're a little weak in the corners. But now you're doing a little training, and now you might have
wrist curls.
Wrist curls. I need you to do wrist curls. Your wrists are fucking weak as shit. Why is that? I don't know. My right wrist is strong as all shit. My left needs a little work. But the point is, you've been working out. You look good. Your Instagram post got 100 likes on it, which is always a good thing. That's because your right arm looked jacked.
Okay.
It did.
I wasn't flexing though.
Yes,
dude.
you were.
No, I wasn't.
Dude,
like
you're gonna lie to me?
That's a big ass gun.
You're gonna lie to me about that? Dude, I know. I'm the flexing machine.
I would
dude.
never flex. I don't even know how to flex.
Well, you should.
Okay.
You should know how.
Flex naturally. Hockeytraining.com. Again, hockey parents though. Just give your kids the best opportunity. If you can't get them to the gym, bring the gym to you. Hockeytraining.com. All different options for you to choose from. And we've got a good response from people who have checked these guys out.
Look them on Instagram. Yeah. Box jumps. Like, they show you.
Yes.
Like,
they know what they're doing.
There it is.
That's the difference.
Big time. They know exactly what they're doing. They know how to get quick. First three steps. That's pretty much everything. Your first 3 steps. How can you get from point A to point B? Those
That's
first
where you
3
get your
steps.
separation.
That's where you separate everybody.
Yes.
That's when you walk in the locker room in these men's leagues, and I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, baby, come on in. Mm-hmm. Come on in. Let me get you a beer. Actually, no, I'll get you a beer afterwards because I need to drink water.
Let me get you a Bud Light Seltzer.
Let me get you a Bud Light Seltzer. No, you haven't deserved it yet. It's too good. I need you to get the puck out of the zone first. Then I'll get you one. But you've been working out.
What kind would you get them?
A mango. You getting a mango.
There you go, baby.
Oh, Lord.
All right,
Don't walk into a locker room and have people be like,
great job, Dan and Kevin.
They're doing good, man.
Cam tried to call you Ryan one time.
No, I didn't. Did I? Man,
I think
I called Kate Ryan the other day.
I think it was me. Is Kate's maiden name Ryan?
Brian.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah,
I knew it was something like
That's why I get fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan. Who's Ryan? Oh, sorry, Kate.
Yeah.
No,
and, of course, Cope 24, Cam.
Oh, girl. What's up?
What's up, Renee?
Dude, we're going to hook you up, girl. Is that November?
Yeah, we've got a big event coming up. Are we hosting that?
Hell yeah, we're going to host. Why wouldn't we host it?
Cope24.com. So check that out. Everything they do for the community. These people are unbelievable. Yeah. So say what up to Renee. Just shoot her a message, dude. Her email's on the website. Just shoot her a message. Say we hear about you on Cam and Strick Podcast.
She's awesome.
And she'll get right back to you. This has been episode number 62. Gino Odjick. Did I say that okay?
Yeah, don't fuck with him.
He was cool, though, man.
He's awesome guy.
Great stuff. And loved hearing his story. A story unlike any other, really, man.
That's why we get these cats on, dude.
And he brought it right here on the Cam and Strick Podcast.